Austin is such a special place. It's such a communal town, you know, especially when it comes to the music scene. Everybody helps each other out, and it's very friendly, and everybody's on the same team, you know. And so I think that's definitely helped me in a creative sense, you know, and it's really easy to make music and be creative there. Something that makes the Texas scene so unique, I think, is the fact that it's like its own little country, you know, and I have a lot of friends that, you know, play music and they don't even leave the state of Texas. They just tour and tour all over the state, and that's it. You know, they do it all year, and it's pretty impressive that you can have a career that is in one state, you know, and so that's always been really impressive to me. From an early age, I would say like my first big influences were the Beatles and music of the 60s, a lot of British invasion stuff like the Hollies, the Beatles, and also I love Jimi Hendrix. Basically music that my father was playing for me when I was a kid, like 7 or 8 years old. And then Nirvana came out, and that kind of changed my life because that was the first band of my generation that I really got into. And then I learned a lot about underground rock and roll and indie rock and college rock. And then also, you know, Neil Young and Tom Petty and Bob Dylan, just really great songwriters. I'm a father. I have a first grader, actually, and so we're getting involved with the PTA locally and whatever we can do to keep music alive in the school, because I do think it's so important, you know, to have other outlets other than math and science, you know. Definitely a balance, you know, but I try to treat it the same as any other job, you know. It's definitely a little different because I have to travel a lot, you know. I try to take my family with me as much as I can, but that's getting harder too now that we're, you know, in school. So I've had to change things up a little bit. You know, I don't do as long of tours like I used to do. I used to go away for like 6 weeks, you know, in one shot. And now I don't do more than 2 weeks at once. My new album's called Go Fly a Kite, and it came out in February. And I wrote the album. I was living in Austin already, you know, so I wrote most of the songs there, and a lot also in hotel rooms on tour. I recorded it at a home studio that a friend of mine has. We did it all analog on tape, no computers around, and just kept it really organic. But we did a lot of pre-production, and it's a very manicured album, you know, but kind of in an old school sense, you know, kind of like in a mid-70s sense, like Fleetwood Mac or something, where the production's really solid and the engineering's really impeccable, but there was still no use of modern technology, you know, so we had to use tricks that were only available in the 70s, but it's still got this very modern feel to it somehow. I just feel like, you know, in an era where people don't hardly want to pay for music, if they are going to buy music, you might as well give them something amazing to take home, you know, and so this album package, it folds out into a big diorama, and it has all the guitar chords in with the lyrics, and there's just so much going on. I mean, it's this whole fun adventure, just the artwork alone. I think the key, I've thought about this a lot because people ask me that a lot, and I don't have a great answer, but I will say that persistence and just, you know, music's always been the only thing that I've been good at, you know, and I never really had a backup plan, or there's nothing that I really could fall back on. So I've just always had to do music and always done it, and I think creatively the most important thing is just staying true to the music and making music that you believe in, that you love, because no matter what, you know, even if I was just alone writing songs in my room, and if I had a regular job, I would still just make the same music, you know. I think that's just not compromising yourself creatively. Hello, I'm Ben Kweller, here at the Grammys at Utopia Festival.